Good morning and welcome to Mahala Monday, everybody. Great to have you with us. My name is Dugald. As always, there's Rhoda. She's here. Hello.
Good morning. Welcome, everybody, to a Monday, a beautiful Monday. You know, this morning, one of our colleagues came in and he was all chirpy. And he said, you know what? Have you ever worked at a place where everybody's quite happy and excited? Yeah. So this morning was a very exciting, chirpy morning.
So we hope it is exciting and chirpy wherever you are. But it is the final day of October, of course, which means one very important thing, because throughout the planet, really, everybody, well, when I say everybody, I use the term quite liberally, but it is definitely a holiday phrase in everything we've heard, which is Halloween, which is today.
That's right. The day is Halloween. So everybody out there, and I believe there's quite a bit of parties happening this weekend as well. Because I was at one of these places, and next one I saw this girl walking in, and I was like, why is this woman dressed like this? You know, short little skimpy little skirt with a little toppy and the hair all funny. I was like, what is going on? And then I realized it was a Halloween party.
I've used that excuse because I've used that excuse for many years. I know that guy. I've used that excuse for many years. I dress weirdly all the time, case in point. So that's my excuse normally.
That looks cool.
It is my excuse, cool. But that is what we're going to talk about. So we're going to talk a little bit about Halloween and just touch on it and what it is all about. And of course, as you know, it's an interactive show. So we look forward to your questions and comments. But also I want to actually ask you this question before we get it. Is Halloween, do we look at it as a, because let's be honest, we're in South Africa, do we look at it as and say this is not a South African thing, or have we embraced it to an extent? Do you know what I mean? Does it have a part to play for us? I mean, at the end of the day, regardless of what your position on this might be, at the end of the day, it's a fun thing, isn't it?
It is a fun thing. And I think it has basically come to our shores as well. And I don't think it was as big, I think, in my child, when I was a child, it wasn't really such a big thing. But now I'm finding in this generation and a bit younger, it really become quite explosive, quite big. I don't think we do the walking from house to house thing, basically. Or
we do.
Oh,
we do.
Okay. See?
We do. I mean, there's several communities and several places I know within the city as well where it happens.
Okay.
And then even like a drive-by, well, I use drive-through kind of thing where, you know, it would be like within the friend circle, they do trick-or-treating. So you got to literally drive a kilometer to that house and 2 kilometers to the next house, and you got to do that. So yes, no, it is something that is happening. But there lies the question. I mean, where does it come from? Where is it something? I mean, we I'm not saying we celebrate enough. You cannot never not celebrate enough. You can always celebrate, right? I'm just saying, is there a part to play for this? Is it an important thing? Do we see it? Has it been too commercialized that it has become part of our fabric, regardless of where we are? But we do have a bit of history on this. So let's just delve into some of the history, though, because the 31st of October, which is today, is the Halloween thing. Now, Rhoda, is what she's kindly done here, has given us some history that she's taken off the World Wide Web for us. But from what I can gather, so this was a Celtic festival. So as you know, Wales, Scotland, you know, Ireland, that sort of places. That's where it is, and this is something that when we're talking like Middle Ages, this is where it is, and it was basically the change of the season. So going from summer into the winter. Where days were shorter and all of that. So it was actually called Samhain. That was the name, which is spelled Saim AI, but anyway, I know because I actually had to memorize it. It's pronounced Samhain. That is how it is pronounced. So this was the festival that took place, and now there's two thoughts about this. So firstly, it was like, you know, sort of giving respect to people who have passed within that time, in the summertime, and now that there was a change of season, so it meant that the end of harvest and going into the winter. So it was sort of this rebirth, saying goodbye. So that was the one thing that happened. And then, of course, for all the lovely, for the departed at the time, you would sort of pay respects to their souls and stuff, right? And so the Druids and the sort of Celtic priests at the time, they would heat these things up and they would have these like 3-day bonfire, and you would bring offerings, you know, food and that sort of thing. And they would burn, and this was now for the spirits. And then where the dressing up thing came up was the fact that people wanted to hide from the evil ghosts or the spirits as such. So you would wear things from animals, like whether it was the skin of the head or something. I mean, put on a skaapkop and there you go. And, you know, and you would just walk around. And then that was the one thing. Now, of course, as we know, the world kind of, you know, certain people conquered certain things with the Romans when they came and all of that. So, and also with the introduction of Catholicism throughout the world, All Saints' Day is the very next day, which is the 1st of November.
1st of November.
And that is where the name comes from, Hallow, like being souls.
Hello.
All souls, yeah.
Okay.
And that's where the name comes from. So, and then that made that sort of conversion easier at the time, going from the sort of pagan thing incorporated into a Christian thing, and that is what made it. And of course, then it got commercialized. And the trick and treat bit was easy, because it was basically where I would play a prank on you, I would blame it on the ghost. That was it. And obviously people were bringing snacks around for the sacrifice or for the offering.
Yeah.
That's where all the treats came from, and that just sort of went on. So it is basically the one holiday that went into All Saints' Day, which was the very next day. So Halloween just being the eve of All Saints' Day. So it's almost like the Christmas day. It's almost Christmas Eve to Christmas. Yeah. That's where it is. So in a nutshell, that's what it is.
And on that, obviously, I'm just listening to all of this, and I'm thinking about the Christian side, and I'm thinking also the Mexican side, where the souls of the dearly departed, everything is at one stage. It's celebrated around the world globally, as far as I'm concerned, because, you know, I always remember this one movie I watched as well, which was one of the kiddies movies, where it was also about the souls, and where they paint their faces and things like that. And it's quite interesting, because now that you put it into perspective, it's really a global
Day of the Dead.
It's the Day of the Dead, celebrating the dead in actual fact. And I'm laughing now because I'm thinking now, I'm laughing internally. I'm thinking about why you actually, we had a discussion before the show, why you actually dressed up. And it was just because they believe that the souls was walking around, and just to not mistake you as
not to recognize you.
Not to recognize you, you know. So, and this is why everybody kind of does this whole dressing up, you know. So, and I think what has happened, I've seen some pictures over the internet, some people are taking it to another level. Blood and gory stuff, and obviously you got your ladies as all skimpy, you know, dress code, like, you know. And then, I mean, looking at you there,
that's my normal look, by the way.
Is that your normal look?
That's my normal look, by the way. So
okay.
that's how I. That's how, that was me last year, man, for Halloween.
Was it last year?
Yeah, that was me last year. So I did the whole vampire thing. This year I'm dressing up as me.
Are you dressing up as you? Okay. I hope the spirits don't recognize you.
They don't. but you're absolutely right, and I mean, All Saints' Day it's a big day, and even now, and this is something that stems through all cultures, because we all do. Doesn't matter what the culture is or the faith is, we do pay respect to our loved ones that we would have lost, and also it's an indication of the change of season. The rebirth, all of that. So this is where it stems from. So the roots is basically, I mean, there's the commercial argument, where it becomes scary, because it's rooted in spirits and souls. It is. There's the commercial argument where it becomes scary, where we think it's blood and gore and vampires and all of those things. Yeah. But it's a fun thing. It is really a fun holiday, isn't it? I mean, is it more fun than Christmas?
I think for this,
if you look at the US, from what we know,
the children, and I mean, I know my sister-in-law Rena, she's in the US, and she had a Halloween party and at school for all these kids, and you know, such a big thing in America. The kids get dressed up, and she sends us pictures and all the sweets. I mean, they already started collecting sweets this weekend already, and Halloween is only today. So it is, for me personally, it's very big for the children. It's like their Christmas. another Christmas. It's huge.
It's absolutely
and
huge.
Now I'm thinking even more on the adult side. It's becoming big as well because, you know, this is the time you can dress up to whatever you want, you know.
Yeah, because here's the thing, and I will tell you this because I spent about 3 or 4 Halloweens I had in the States, and then the problem that we had at the time was like it was huge. It wasn't a problem, but I mean it was absolutely huge. I had some insane costumes, man. it was absolutely brilliant, and I still actually have these things with me. So yeah, I dress up and I scare the kids from time to time, which is what you got to do. But it is a huge holiday, and the point that I'm making is that it is hugely celebrated, but it's become commercial because if you think about it, like anything in life, I mean, it's a different daytime now. So you know, there's movies, there's all of that. Hubert says, hello Mahala Monday, have a beautiful day. Looking forward to another
spectacular show. Well done,
nice,
Hubert. Well done.
We're talking Halloween. We're talking Halloween. But it has evolved where Halloween is now. And it is huge.
It is huge. And I kind of place it now with Valentine's Day, where, you know, it's
from a commercial side.
Exactly, from a commercial side. I'm putting it with Valentine's Day, where there's quite a bit of, I mean, all the sweets you must buy, the costumes, you know. But yeah, I think each for their own on how they want to celebrate this. And on the spiritual side or the fun side, you know, I remember being a little child and my mother, when it came to the 1st of November, telling us to write a little note to the dearly departed. So, you know, saying a prayer out to whoever, you know, you wrote on a piece of paper, you gave it in church, and then they would name you, give up all these names in church. So both sides, I would say, Christian-wise and religious-wise, is quite big. And the commercial side as well, where obviously, like Valentine's, making money. And I just want to clarify as well, we're not comparing this to Christmas really, because that's totally two different things.
No, it's two different holidays.
You know, it's two totally different holidays, but it is something that gets everybody excited, I would say.
Yeah, no,
it's one of those days in a year that makes everything and everyone excited, especially for the children.
And this is where the thing is, because I mean, Christmas is celebrated throughout, but Halloween isn't.
Yes.
And now we see in South Africa,
there
is a bit of a you see stores, you see merchandise. I mean, when I was a small boy, last week. We never really celebrated Halloween. I mean, I was aware of it, but to me it was always just a thing that was North America.
Exactly.
I never knew the extent that how Halloween was celebrated, let's say, in Europe.
Yeah.
Only when 3 days later, I realized that it is celebrated mainly in Europe as well. And that's really where the origins all started from.
Yeah.
So is there a place here, Rhoda, I'm asking you this. Is there a place for Halloween to celebrate it at the level that we see in other parts of the world where it's really celebrated? I mean, New Zealand, Australia, it's all over, man.
Yeah, it's all over.
A whole of South America, Northern America, Europe, everywhere. I mean, I saw photos this weekend of my brother, my cousin, and all of them. The one is in Holland, the other one is in Ireland. It's huge. It's huge. It's huge.
It is huge.
So the point is, can we fit it in? Of course we can.
I definitely do believe we can, and I really believe that South Africa and Africa on its whole has already started. And I mean, you see the trends, you see what's happening, you just look at the ads, you know what I'm saying? So definitely I would say we've started making inroads in South Africa as well on saying we're joining the world. We actually also now starting to celebrate Halloween. And I think in the future it will be one of those massive big holidays as well. Definitely.
Yeah. I think so too. So if you had to choose a trick or a treat, because it's difficult for us because we don't really have personal experiences.
No, we don't. I don't.
In terms of this. But I do have experiences when I was celebrating Halloween, although it was in a work environment, you know, with like hosting parties and emceeing and these sort of things. So it's a bit of a different thing. For me, the first time I was quite excited because I could dress up, and I dressed up as Freddy Krueger. Because you wanted to be the most scariest person you could be. And to me, that was the most... I had the glove thing, I had the hat, I had the mask. In fact, the hat and the face, all the stuff that I had to put in, and I had a cravat on as well. All I had to put in was all one piece. I had this, and I walked around there, and people called me Freddy. And I tell you what, if your name is Freddy, it's quite a cool name. Because, I don't know, like, hey, Freddy, and you're like, you know... And then the thing is, you couldn't say anything. You were just walking, and people were like... It was really eye-catching, and well done to the people who helped me with that. But, so that was it. And then the second time I was like, I didn't feel like dressing up. That was effort.
You know what? I think it was probably meant to be that my time we didn't celebrate this because I am a crazy fanatical sweet person. I love chocolate sweets. So I can just imagine if I had been a mother back in the day, I think I would have taken all the sweets. So that would have been my big thing. It would have been all the chocolates and sweets. It's like one for me, two for me, one for you. Yeah.
Because this
I love
is the
that.
thing.
It's
I
sweets,
mean, if you had to go knock at somebody's door and you go trick or treat, you do one or the other. You either ask me for a treat, like you knocking now as the little person. You ask me, I either trick you or I give you a treat.
Exactly.
But you know,
you still just give. I mean,
that's the sense
these kids
I get.
walk with buckets of sweets by the time they're done. I was laughing. I actually saw one of these articles on Facebook where in America, one mother or one family took it to another level where they had bodies on the roof and they had bodies and blood everywhere.
Sure.
That it looked so real apparently that they actually called in the police thinking it was real. And that's the extreme this lady went to. And I was like, when I looked at the pictures as well, I was like, ooh, no wonder you'd call the police. So for me, that is like taking it to another level. That is extreme. I mean, it was gory.
Because I know it's hitting maybe a bit close to home, but I mean everything is, you know, we set up for Halloween today, aren't we? It's not going to be power. So it's just the way it is, Rhoda. It's just the way it is.
I think there was Corn that was saying hi to us there. Mr. Corn, hi there.
Oh, morning. How are you?
And you guys, everybody is celebrating today. I would love to have seen the pictures. You know what? If there's anything out there, so Sherkan, good morning, Rhoda and Dugald. Good morning to you.
Hello.
Yes. So if there's anybody out there, you know what? Enjoy it, have fun. Don't do unnecessary things out there. And Dugald, sorry to say this, but there was an incident that happened in Korea now, I think last night.
Yeah, the weekend.
So we just want to say to all the souls and people basically that was affected by that, because I do believe, like they had said on the article as well, it wasn't just the people that live there, it was people from around the world. So everybody was affected. Somebody from another country was there and they lost their loved ones. So we just want to sympathize with those families. And you know what? Guys, please be safe out there, you know, have fun.
Yeah, it is, and I know they announced a National Week of Mourning there as well, so to families and from everybody affected by that, we definitely, as Rhoda was saying. So this is the point I wanted to make. So in addition to causing trouble and damaging crops, this is the history of Halloween. The Celts believe that the presence of otherworldly spirits made it easier for the Druids or Celtic priests. They were the leaders.
Okay.
I say this with purpose. With all I'm saying, if our leaders can now blame, you have an excuse, but only for today. That's my point.
Well done, Tuka, well done.
Oh, and they could make predictions to the future, about the future, the Druids. Our leaders also make predictions.
Do they, Tuka?
Yeah, sure.
I'm waiting.
No, it's not funny. The funny part is that they do. But then they surprise us because they're all like, yeah, then the surprise comes out. So yeah, this is what the show is today. We just wanted to talk about Halloween. We definitely think, because it is a topic that has definitely come up where people say, no, it's a commercial thing. It is such an Americanized thing. Yeah, because this is how America works. We know they take something, they run with it. Halloween didn't start there. It was basically, like we told you, its origins was it's a Celtic origin. Yeah. And then, of course, in the 1800s, a lot of them sort of moved over there and then they celebrated, you know, and then they did the thing, and it's grown into the thing that we have, and this is the way life works. So giving away stuff today, I think it is usually a commercial thing, but not from what shops do, because you got to go buy sweets. So you're not making sweets yourself, you're going to go buy it. That's the one thing. But it is commercial in the sense where movies, there's a whole subculture built on this. TV series, there's a whole subculture. Just the costumes, the effort, and it is one of those things, and this is why I say, if you don't do it, it's almost like you're frowned upon. You see, with other holidays where we buy into, we all celebrate.
Everybody celebrates.
Right? But when when you don't because this is a fun holiday. This is just a joy.
Yeah, it's just like a fun, yeah.
And
Let's
you
go
get to
in.
dress up like people. The biggest challenge is for you to dress up like Rhoda.
Oh, no. Biggest one. Dugald.
I can do that. I'm going to dress up like Rhoda.
I believe there's a comment from Danelle.
Can we come trick and treat at your office?
Can we
Yes,
come
you can.
trick and treat at your office?
Yes, you can.
Danelle,
I answer for Rhoda.
I was going to say, under one, you can come and trick
Yes,
and
you
treat, but
can.
then you must come do a trick for us and you must bring us a treat. How's that?
But you can.
But you can, definitely, with a cup of coffee,
You
obviously.
can. Definitely come and trick and treat. So, Rhoda, people, and here's the thing, what happens now, because obviously if you're celebrating, if you're doing this today, you would have marked your house outside, so people
That's
passing by
right.
would know, because I know a lot of communities within in the mother city even does this. But, you know, and everybody who lives in a certain, let's say, block of flats or sort of gated community or whatever you call it, people will come and they will knock, and this is something that everybody is in. Now, here's the thing. What if you now see this? Would you go? Would you do it?
I'll go if there's like these...
Aren't you too old?
No, I'm
It's
not
a
too
kiddie
old.
thing.
As long as it's sweets, it's not too old. As long as it's sweets, I'm happy. So as long as also on top of it, there mustn't be any spiders outside or spider webs. I will not come to your house. I don't care if it's a plastic spider or if it's a picture. I will not come and get your sweets as much as I love my sweets. Just not spiders.
All I'm saying is this is the time if you're going to give stuff away, and this is also the mark of the season. This is so tomorrow is All Saints Day, and then what we're going to do is we really go into the festive. And Hubert hits it on the head there. He says his Halloween wishes that our country needs more unemployed politicians, which is brilliant. Yes, let's get that
Hubert.
unemployment queue longer, Hubert. Well done.
And I believe there's another one from Danelle as well.
But that is where it is. This is maybe a day where you can get rid of stuff.
Do you think so? Like what?
Like old batteries. I never know what to do with it.
There's the one from Danelle. You know, I always do just wine, no sweets. Oh, you see?
fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's the trick and the treat right there.
That's a trick and a treat.
Yeah, that's the trick and the
Definitely.
treat. Yeah, that is a... anyway, so Hubert said a bad day eating candy is better than a good day eating salad. Come and discuss
There
your...
we go.
We know now what Hubert's wish, and now he discusses his diet. This is
As well.
just brilliant. Do you have anything else to add?
I
Rhoda?
think that's it, Dugald. Everybody out there, just have fun and enjoy.
Yeah. So you know what? We've got the big festive is coming. I mean, Christmas is around the corner.
Oh, yeah.
And I know people decorate homes with their trees and the lights, and people put. And you wonder why Eskom has got issues. I'm just saying, lights everywhere on the house, the ceiling, the windows, the whatchamacallit. And it looks fantastic. It looks absolutely glorious, because I'm the biggest fan of fans of Christmas. And we're getting into that, but because in the next 4 weeks people will do that.
Exactly.
So if you got a photo, if you got a picture of it, and we would love to have it, so
Yes,
we can
Send
have
to
it
us.
here and see it as well and get some inspiration.
Oh, yeah.
And then I will dress up as a Christmas tree next Halloween as inspiration.
Definitely. I'll make
I'll
him
be
dress
more
up
tree
like
than
it.
anything else.
I will cover him in all those little things, yeah.
Jy kan
Let's
sommer die
do that.
ster van Bethlehem. That's what it is. That's, yeah. But definitely, if you got a
Send
picture,
us
then
pictures,
say it.
guys.
And
Send us
also, if you got a
pictures.
photo of your Halloween costume,
yes.
definitely send
Please
it.
send
So
it.
we saw the one with me as the vampire. Can
That's
we see that
right.
again? Let's vote.
Definitely.
Who one's is better? This one or look at that?
I love that one. I think it looks so cool. Look at your teeth.
Yeah, I've got tons
Look
of
at that.
Yeah,
Nah,
look at
I
that.
love that, Dugald.
And people might look at that and
Look
say
at
it's
that.
makeup. That's no makeup. Eh? This is makeup. I've always had this theory. If you, like, I mean, people change their faces, like, you know, plastic surgery and things. But if you could get a tattoo of somebody else's face on your face,
Oh, my word, Dugald. Seriously.
who would you get?
Who would I get?
Ah,
Myself. But put on permanent makeup probably, so I don't have to go and do makeup all the time.
Hubert says you're a piece of eye candy. Hubert's comment
Ooh.
there, yeah.
Oh, And his mask you're wearing today. Ooh, and the mask you're wearing today?
Yeah.
That's Dugald's mask.
How do we know that Hubert has now directed you the piece of eye candy to you?
To you.
And asking me if I'm wearing a mask to me.
True.
Yeah. But anyway,
that's
that is it. We hope you've had fun. We just wanted to reflect on it. And you know what? It is our opinion, of course. If you're celebrating Halloween, then definitely go all out with it. It is definitely a holiday that's taken the world by storm. It is definitely a day as well where whatever we need to celebrate, it is something that we got to embrace, regardless if it is part of your culture, your religion, just opening your eyes, just going out of the comfort zone. And it all boils down to just understanding people better. This is really what it's all about. And understanding the next guy makes your life a lot easier. So it is definitely, but it is such a fun holiday. So whatever you do today, don't scare the kids too much. Scare the politicians, because when you scare them, it basically means you don't need them. You need to lead. So, I'm going to dress like one of the politicians.
I was going to ask you now which one. There's so many. Maybe you can do a combination of politicians. Yeah, that sounds cool.
I've got things to do. I need to dress up as a politician. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. Somebody might commit things and we'll know who it is. Until next time, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. We'll be back with our next episode next week, Monday, of course. And as always, we'll ask you to like and share that, hit that notification bell, and definitely enjoy your celebrations today with Halloween. I got you something, Ilona.
Oh, how sweet of you, Dugald. Thank you for the pen.
I need to go dress up as a politician.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for the comments.